Welcome to Tech Topics brought to you by Cybervenger. We help keep small businesses stay protected and compliant with cutting-edge cybersecurity and IT solutions.
Hello everyone, my name is Andy. I'm the Managing Consultant for Cybervenger. Today we're doing another deep dive into the 110 controls of the NIST 800-171 standard. If you do business with the federal government, or in particular Department of Defense, you need to comply with the standard. For more information about that, we have all kinds of videos talking about what the 800-171 is, why you need it, and how it could be an opportunity. On today's control, if you look down here, our control today is 3.9.1. Screen individuals prior to authorizing access to organizational systems containing CUI. It goes on a little more detail in the cell next to it. Personnel, security screening, vetting, activities involved, evaluation, assessment of person's conduct, blah, 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 blah. Okay, this is, as you are already seeing, not a technical control. In fact, this is a whole new family of controls called personnel. No, not personal. We don't know about that. Want to know about that fight you have with your family? This is personnel. Think human resource, HR department. Your HR department will often have controls when hiring an employee, things that might include a drug screening or a criminal background check or other things of that nature. They might call references to find out if you're qualified as qualified as you say you are on your resume, things like that. Those typical types of controls are exactly what the framers of the NIST 800-171 are talking about here in this control. They're not specific, but the way they want to see is that you come up with some kind of program to weed out individuals who might not be trustworthy enough to engage with, work with, and deal with CUI. So if you have drug screening, that would be a really good control to put under this. I mean, you don't want people who are addicted to drugs having access to controlled unclassified information that makes them vulnerable to influence. I mean, yeah, the drug dealer might say, hey, I'll give you a cheap fix if you give me some of that, those designs, and we could sell them off on the black market. That kind of thing, that's the thinking behind it. So drug influence is something to watch out for. Conflicts of interest, people who have demonstrated other unethical behavior, people who maybe perhaps have a criminal background, you would want to restrict from CUI. Whatever it is you do, you want to follow typical human resource recommendations that you would want to do for any sensitive information. Imagine you were hiring an accountant who's going to be having direct access to funds in your organization, and you want to protect your financials and your checkbook and your bank account. What kinds of questions would you ask that person before hiring them? You need to do that kind of screening before allowing people to have access to CUI. You may want to create a pre-CUI access screening policy or procedure that existing employees have to go through again before they can be utilized in projects involving controlled unclassified information. Just because they may be trustworthy enough to operate a machinery or do some form or capacity in your company doesn't mean they're necessarily qualified enough and trustworthy enough to deal with CUI. If you're hiring someone to mow your lawn, they probably don't need to be all that trustworthy. But if you're hiring someone to take care of your elderly parents, you want them to be very trustworthy, right? You can see the kind of thing we're talking about. So this goes beyond simply being able to hire someone and trust them enough for that. This is sensitive information. It's not very specific as to what kind of controls you can use, so this is kind of becomes an HR question. This also is, it sounds like, is as non-technical as it sounds. This is an administrative function, and it harkens back to things I've said in many other videos about the NIST 800-171. What makes it so challenging is this is a business operations question. This is all about how to manage your business, the policies, the procedures. This is very administrative. You need buy-in and attention from management of the organization if you're going to be able to comply with this. And especially if you're going to be able to get your CMMC certification. That certification is there to prove that you're complying with the 800-171. You already have to comply with the 800-171 if you're handling CUI today and have had to do that for some time. CMMC is new. It's a certification they've come out with to kind of do proof that you're doing that, because a lot of organizations, well, they're not. They're lying. That's a problem. So the DoD is working in conjunction with the CMMC governing body to try and certify that kind of thing. So HR controls, talk with a qualified HR person, talk with an HR consulting company, and you can get some advice that way, specifically handle those kinds of things. I'd say definitely a minimum a drug background, a drug test, and a standard criminal background check and references at a minimum, and probably other controls involved in that as well. So that's all there is for this one. There are more in this family kind of along these lines, and we'll get to that next, and I'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching. We hope this video has provided valuable information to you. Be sure to share this video with other small business owners to spread the word about the importance of cybersecurity. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. If you want more information about cybersecurity, visit us at www.cybervenger.com.